Hello everyone and welcome to this third match of the second round of the Clash of the Clans. So we've got today representing PACT, we've got the YOBA team with Joker, Ratus, X-Ratus and TATU, while on the NATO side we've got LVA1, so the first of three teams of the LVA clan represented by Delta, Crotu and Selkares. So as usual we've got a three-way deployment on this map, on the right, in the middle and on the left. Same for each teams. In support we've got one AMX AUF1 on Charlie, and we've got two Smurfs on India, of course, the usual artillery support by the PACT teams. So unlike the other matches, we've got something a bit different. We've got command helicopters and a bit less units in the middle. So first, command helicopters sent to capture quickly the reinforcement area Oscar. We've got a lot of helicopters with a recon helicopter trying to defend the command helicopter before it arrives. On the left side we've got the same thing, but we've got a little less helicopters to defend, and the commander is obliged to pull back a bit to avoid getting killed by disembarking infantry from ME-17s. In the middle, like I said, unlike the other matches, we've got a bit less units in the middle, but still we'll have some kind of a fight here. We've got the enemy coming in from the left instead of in front. Juliet is under control of the PACT forces, while units of NATO troops, sorry, I'm messing up here. While NATO troops are coming up the hill trying to stop the PACT advance. PACT are trying to secure the forest over here, something that they are doing quite well with infantry and Zalos. Smurfs are starting to shoot at the forest in Echo, but don't seem to do real damage. VSLs taking position in the forest, supported by a few recoilless rifle vehicles, very nice vehicles, and a heavy tank just behind in case they need support. So on the left side, the commander is now going straight for Bravo. Spetsnaz and VDV have survived the attack from the Gazelles, who are pursuing the ME-17s that are trying to flee. So the commander has to be very careful to avoid these infantry units. In the middle, Echo still not captured by NATO, and it seems like they don't have any commander to capture it. Juliet is captured by the PACT players, and we've got the first big encounter here in Echo. VSLs are getting killed, but the recoilless rifle vehicles are holding against the enemy units, and infantry are ambushing the Zalos. They are just going up the hill and disembarking, trying to do as much damage as they can. Unfortunately, they are a bit alone over here. The Ardens are a bit late and will start attacking as soon as these four are arrived. So the recoilless rifles are moving forward. They are doing quite a lot of damage. They have earned a lot of ranks, 4 ranks each. And here we go, the Ardens are coming up the hill to support the Chasseurs FAMAS that are still alive. On the left side, we've got still the commander control, the few Gazelles cannon who are pursuing this little army over here. And that's pretty much it. A few infantry units deployed between Bravo and Delta to make sure no enemy units pass through. And on the right side, well, Oscar has been captured. A new commander is recruited to cap Mike or Papa, and vehicles are recruited to defend the sector. On the left side, the Smurfs are starting to shoot in the direction of Bravo, probably the commander that is detected by the Spetsnaz. Spetsnaz moving forward to try to take the helicopter down. Helicopter, the player detects the shots, but well, the helicopter is still killed by one rocket, even though it was already in the air and trying to flee the shine by the Smurfs. That's pretty lucky hit and pretty badly played on my side over there. But well, it happens. So in terms of points, we've got pretty much balanced, I have to say, at this point. 300 more for the PACT players. And in terms of income, we've got 3, 6, 8 and 3, 11 versus 11 versus 13. So at this point, PACT players have the economic advantage and the income advantage. So it's pretty much they are pretty much in a good position. But we've got still the offensive going on in Echo. The Radans are starting to push through. One starship is coming in from the left, and well, yeah, these are coming in from the right. And on Juliet, it's the offensive. We've got tanks on the right, one Leopard 2 on the left, and Vamps with Chasseur in it, coming in from behind to circle the forest and try to take out the commander. Unfortunately, well, hopefully for the PACT players, the commander is pretty well defended, is able to get around the Chasseur who are held back there by the motorcycle. One more smash shooting over here. Hopefully for the NATO players, it is a bit too long and doesn't hit any units. The Radans are continuing their advance into Gulf, trying probably to take out the commander over there. The commander in Juliet is getting out, well, just in time. The Leopard can't shoot at it, and the Chasseurs are too far away. He is surviving the offensive, but Juliet has still to be abandoned. On the right side, Oscar is captured, Mike is captured, and the NATO push is continuing. Paratroopers have been deployed in the forest in India. Gazelles are coming in from behind, supported by Lynx, Marder 1s, and paratroopers on the ground. On the left side, still no capture here. The helicopter has been destroyed and no replacement has been sent. PACT units are deployed in the forest, ready to assault at any time. Well, they can't really attack, can they? They are only infantry and transports. It's not a very big force, and some autocannon units and infantry units are still present to defend the area. 2 VDV units, 16 men are left behind, and may still be able to harass the enemy position, but the NATO player is aware of their presence and is still searching them with the Fernsbacher and the TPZ Fuchs. One thing I forgot to say is that this game I recorded it live while I played it, so I'll just put the link in the description below and you'll be able to go and see it live if you want to. I'm the player on the left, so you'll be able to see all my actions on the left side. So coming back to the game, we've got still this, well, NATO and PACT have clashed quite hardly in the middle, and neither NATO or PACT have really got an advantage over here. Juliet and Echo are still neutral, even if the commander is coming back to capture Juliet for the PACT players. The middle of the map is pretty much, well, very few units to defend. You can see on the minimap. And like this, also very few units to defend. The big defenses are on which one is this? Delta, and on the left side, and the attacking forces are on the right. We've got still the Gazelles, but that are taking shots from the Tunguska, and the Marder 1s that are pushing forward against infantry. But unfortunately, 3 T-64As are coming in to destroy them, and they are honestly in a pretty bad shape. So coming back in Lima, some transports are coming in to try to harass the enemy position. Hopefully for the NATO players, they have a few units to detect them, and the commander is pulled back just in time to avoid getting killed stupidly. Lima is now abandoned by the NATO players, and well, they'll hopefully be able to take it back once the transports have been killed. The PACT commander is coming back into Juliet, and to secure 4 more points every 4 seconds. Here we go, one Roland 2 sent into Alpha to protect the commander that has been sent also, so Alpha will soon be captured by the NATO players, and the VDV still being pursued by the Fernsbachers over there. A couple of infantry units over here trying to go around Foxtrot and attack the sector by this forest, while Radans are deploying to attack through the field. So pretty much an offensive starting on the left side, while on the right side, well, the transports have been killed and the commander will be able to go back onto Lima. Mike, Oscar and Papa this time have been captured by the NATO players, and the push on the right side, it's still continuing. Very few defensive units, but they are attacking and they can reinforce quite quickly and have a few points left, so it's not really a problem. A new offensive or new defensive units, don't really know, are starting to amass here on Echo and the AUF1. There was one, now there are no, still only one. The AUF1 is shelling Juliet, trying to take hold of the commander, which isn't even an armored commander, so just one shot in on him and he'll just die. So yeah, a lucky shot can bring him down. On the left side, Alpha is nearly captured by the commander, and the offensive on Foxtrot has taken place. Sorry, the Rardens have been destroyed in the plains, while the ships are coming in from behind and are stopped by the Motoselki, the BMPs and the ZSU. So the commander is a bit panicked, but still alive, which is the most important. So Juliet recaptured by the PACT players, still shelled by the AUF1, while on India, well, the few NATO units that attacked have been pushed back. The paratroopers and the Marder ones are either dead, or out of India. So for now, the PACT players have been able to push back. If we look at the minimap, we've got quite a nice front line over here with a bit of a hole around November. But the things are going pretty well for the NATO players on the right side. On the left side, it's coming back. We've got Alpha controlled by the command over here. A new helicopter, command helicopter coming in to secure Bravo, while 2 Gazelle cannons are sent to kill the last VDV. On the left side over here also, PACT are still in control of Foxtrot and Hotel, so it's pretty much balanced now in terms of income. I'm going to speed things a bit up here. Still this fight between NATO players and PACT players over here, and PACT are spending quite a lot of points to counter-attack in Papa. We can see a lot of infantry units, flamethrower tanks coming in to counter-attack, while very few units on the NATO side are present. Bravo is controlled on the left side, and the defense is starting to organize in this tree line. Over here, Chasseurs are taking place to defend. AUF1 are shelling a little bit of forest over here. And the commander is moving to avoid the hits. Pretty obvious. On Echo, still this small harassment by a few units to detect the presence of the enemy. While over here, the big offensive of the PACT players is starting. And over here, the AUF1 shelling the other forest and has stunned the commander. So the commander, who has only 4 HPs left, is in a pretty bad position, doesn't move, and will eventually die. Here we go, the commander is dead in Foxtrot. And over here, the big offensive is taking place. We've got a lot of infantry supported by transports, of course, are pushing into Papa. Unfortunately, Papa is secured by the NATO players, who are able to send a lot of reinforcement to defend the reinforcement area. A few transports here, a few infantry units in the city, but the commander is still pretty much protected by Chasseurs, Morders and Vabs. Over here, the PACT players seem to take the advantage, but once again, the reinforcements that arrive will allow the NATO players to probably hold. Over here, Foxtrot is in a bad shape. Well, still a lot of units, but the commander has been destroyed. And the Smurfs are shelling once more, or hitting once more the NATO positions with no effect this time. So we've got quite a defensive line starting to shape over here. And on the right side, still the PACT counter-attack, which is a good thing at this point in the game. I mean, they are obviously losing ground. They lost Foxtrot. They are, their starting sector here is under the menace of troops coming in from Papa. So they really need to counter-attack. In terms of income, it's a lot more on NATO side than on the PACT side. So they really need to react, counter-attack, and that is what they are doing. Unfortunately, it isn't going that well. Counter-attacking near a reinforcement zone isn't the best of ideas, since the enemy has just to spawn units and he can stop you quite easily. Smurfs hitting once more in the middle between Juliet and Echo, and a few NATO units succumb to this power, to the power of the Smurfs. Once more, the AUF1 from the left side are shelling the forest in Juliet, trying to take out the commander, which has been repaired. So Echo and Juliet still controlled by both NATO and PACT forces, and still this little fight between both teams. NATO has very few defenses in Echo. If the Pact makes a huge push, it may be quite a problem. Hopefully the NATO players still are able to defend, even if now it's starting to get a bit problematic. The Aggers are taking quite a beating over here, and the commander is pulling back to avoid a dramatic end. Over here, NATO players are still pushing back the Pact counter-attack, and well, we can see NATO players the Pact players have forced NATO to spend a lot of points. And of course points spent on the right but also on the left to counter-attack, because once more Pact have taken control of Foxtrot. An attack by NATO forces, infantry to the left, shelling the forest in the middle, and on the left, to the right, sorry, infantry. And on the left we have light vehicles supported by one heavy tank, the AMX-32, and one anti-air, and it's the offensive against the commander in Foxtrot. Commander who pulls back, of course, he is under great danger. And the offensive is starting to go pretty well for the NATO player, so that's quite good for NATO, of course. Over here the counter-attack of Pact is stopped, even if Papa had to be left for a few seconds. It is back under NATO control. Same for Echo, back under NATO control in a matter of seconds. While Pact players, well, are starting to accumulate a bit of points, but they really need to react once more. They did a nice counter-attack over there that pushed NATO players to spend a lot of points, but it isn't sufficient. NATO players are attacking on the left and have secured all their zones, so it's going to be pretty hard for the Pact players to win this match at this point. Still a little harassment here and there. Positions are now secured on the right side. On the left side, Foxtrot is once more controlled by the Pact players who have come back. The NATO forces have been killed, but they are charging once more. And this time the commander is pulling back again. But this time it seems the NATO forces are overwhelming the Pact defenses. We've got autocannon units with infantry, light vehicles, anti-air, helicopters, autocannon, and tanks coming in behind. And of course the artillery shelling, so it's going to be very, very hard for the Pact player to come back into Foxtrot. On the left side the action is a bit less violent, but still the defensive line here is still holding, while infantry and vehicles have gone around and attacking from behind. This time we've got Marder 1s, Marder VTS 1s, and infantry units. The PMP 1s are taking quite a beating over here. A new offensive force coming in right under India. We've got quite a few infantry troops, and instead of attacking directly India, they are going around Juliet and trying to go around without being detected. Unfortunately, we've got infantry units over here, and the infantry is moving quite quickly. The commander here tries to go away, but the infantry just stops him and destroys him quite easily. So one commander killed on Juliet, and the infantry troops are continuing their road in Gulf. They detect the commander and going for him. If they kill the commander, it's going to be a very bad position here for Pact players. The infantry is going down, disembarking, kill the BRDM2U, and will try to go for the commander in India, but they are on foot. It's going to be very hard, but we've detected the commander. The artillery is shelling, and unfortunately for the Pact players, they don't seem to react, and the commander will be killed. Here we go, so 3 commanders killed in a matter of minutes, leaving only the Pact players with Hotel, the last sector. At this point, there is absolutely no way they're going to win. It's like they are outnumbered 20-1, economically it's the same. They are totally encircled by the NATO players, and they have lost all their commanders but one in Hotel, so it's an impossible situation for now. Joker surrenders, maybe disconnected or maybe just left the game, knowing he had lost. A few attacks here and there still going on, but all in all, the Pact players have lost the game. Yeah, and we've got still 1,000 points to go for the win. So at this point, apart from a bit of attacks on hotel, we've got no more action, or very few action of course, from the NATO players. They are now sure to win the game, so they are just going to send the units they have but not spend any more and wait for the points to accumulate up to 3,700 and something. And here we go, a few hundred left, and it's GG for this one. NATO wins 3,767 points against 512 points. So quite a neat victory here, but a good game from both teams. A couple of mistakes on the commanders on the right side, where we had a helicopter commander lost from the NATO's players, but on the right side we had also commander killed by tube artillery, which is something normally you can avoid and just move once the first shots arrive. But things happen. So in terms of kill and casualties, we have, well, NATO team that has a better kill death ratio, of course, which allowed them to keep a bit more income in their reserves, and they had of course a lot more income than the PACT players, more than double the income, which is quite impressive. It was a pretty aggressive start on the right and the left on the left side from the NATO perspective. On the left side they were stopped quite fast, but on the right side it went quite well, and the economic advantage went quickly into the NATO on the NATO side. So of course 12,000, it's 6,000 more than the PACT players, and that allows of course to win the game pretty easily. So that's it for the third game in the second round. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.